welcome to Everyday Yoga. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. This is recorded from a live Zoom class today, and we will be practicing a few different things before we get down onto the ground. We're going to explore a energy releasing breath, a wood chopper breath. We'll also be getting into the hips using a couple of side angle variations, and then we'll move on down to the floor, opening up the shoulders, doing some cobra poses and some side lying quad stretches. So join us on the mat. We'll start in a standing position. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. All right, so today we are going to start in a standing position, and we are going to come to mountain pose or Tadasana. And I love the Sanskrit word Tadasana because it's like, ta-da, here I am. Here I am taking up space, being really solid and present in my stance. And we'll just kind of start from the feet up and just kind of rock a little bit forward and back, maybe a little bit from side to side, until you find a place where you feel really very centered, where all the sides, the fronts and the back of your feet feel evenly pressed to the ground underneath you, so that you're equal through the ball of the foot, underneath the toes, the heel, the inner and outer edges. Whatever you visualize your feet to be, some people think it's like the four corners of the bottom of your foot, or the tripod from the big toe to the little toe and down to the heel. So whatever resonates with you, think about really pressing all those areas firmly onto the ground, and then maybe lift the toes up and spread them out wide, and a little bit of air come in between the toes, and then place them back down really deliberately on the mat. And then just kind of bend your knees a little bit and just bring them to a place where they're kind of soft, not locked, but not real deeply bent either, just kind of like what they call a micro bend. And then we're going to have our hips nice and neutral. We're not going to poke the booty out too much. We're not going to arch the back too much, but we're going to have those hips nice and square right over the feet. And then the heart right over the hips. And then let's draw our shoulders up towards our ears, and then take them back, and then all the way down, making lots and lots of space along the neck, as much space as possible between your shoulders and your ears. And then the arms can either just kind of hang loosely by your sides, or you can open up the arms and let the palms shine forward in the direction of your heart. Tuck the chin. Maybe imagine you've got little pointy elf ears on the top of your ears, and draw those up towards the sky as you tuck the chin to make the neck nice and long. And here you are, standing in your powerful, strong mountain pose, Tadasana. Feel your feet underneath you. Maybe close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that. And just bring your attention to the tip of your nose and notice the breath as it moves in and out. Notice how the air feels as it enters your nose. Notice how the air feels as it leaves your nose. Re-engage that nice long spine, that wonderful strong mountain pose as you continue to breathe. And let's just take 3 cleansing breaths here, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Two more. Last time. And then we'll return to breathing through the nose, letting the lips come together, but letting the teeth be separate so that the jaw is nice and soft. And then let's take our hands to the hips here and step your feet out a little bit wider than hip width. Keep that soft bend in your knee here. And we'll just inhale, and as we do, let's reach the arms up towards the sky. And as we exhale, let's turn the palms out and let the palms float down towards the earth. Maybe crisscross the hands in front of the hips. Take a little bend in the knees and inhale, reaching the hands up towards the sky. Maybe crisscross the hands again, and then turn the palms out to float the arms back down to the ground. And then one more time, generous bend in the knees this time, reaching up. And exhaling to bring the hands back down to the ground. And then we'll bring the hands back to the hips. And we're going to do a woodchopper breath. And this breath is really great for just releasing, working out any kind of frustrations, maybe just resetting the mind, maybe just changing from one part of your life to another, just kind of a end to something and maybe a beginning to something else. So be loud. Be as loud as you're comfortable being, knowing that you are among like-minded yogis today. And what we're going to do is inhale our arms up and over our heads, bringing the palms together, interlacing the fingers and pointing the index fingers out. And we'll reach the arms all the way up as we inhale. And as we'll exhale, we're going to bring them all the way down as if we're chopping wood. So here we go. Let's do that 3 times. Inhaling up and exhaling with a loud sound. Inhale up. Exhale and chop in those knees. Inhale up. And again, chop that wood. Inhale up. Release the hands and let them float down towards the earth. Take the chin to the chest, getting a nice big stretch in the back of the neck. Keeping that nice, soft, gentle bend here in the knees. Let's go ahead and lift the head to the top of the spine. Bring the hands to the hips. Take your superhero pose here, because you are all heroes to me for showing up on your mat today, for taking care of your bodies, for taking care of your souls, and taking charge of your life. Take a nice big inhale here and just notice the energy as it flows through your body. Do you feel any different after practicing that wood chopper breath? Let's go ahead and take the feet back underneath the hips again. You can bring the feet as close together as feels comfortable to you, or out about hip distance apart. Reestablishing that mountain pose, that nice tall spine with the firmly planted feet and the crown of the head rising up to the sky. Let's inhale those arms up overhead. Bring the palms together. And as we exhale, we'll just bring them all the way down towards the floor, coming into forward fold, Uttanasana. And we're just going to hang here for a moment. And I'm just going to turn so you can see me here. You can have a real generous bend here in your knees, releasing that low back. You can kind of ragdoll here. with the backs of the hands resting to the mat or your feet. Breathing nice and deep here, feeling the expansion of your back body as you inhale. Maybe finding a little more length as you exhale. Maybe you want to cradle your arms together, cradling your elbows and your palms and kind of framing your face so that your biceps are near your ears. And just let the head be heavy. Maybe straighten your legs a little bit more to get more of a stretch in the backs of the thighs and the calves. Or bend the knees a little bit more to get more of a stretch across the back body. You can take the feet as wide as you'd like to here to really make space for the body to really hang all the way forward. And then if you've got your elbows cradled, just switch that clasp. Just switch it around so the opposite arm is in front. And this will probably feel a little funky because whichever way you came to first is your dominant side. So this is your awkward, less dominant side, but it deserves attention too. And we'll take a couple breaths here. Pressing the feet onto the ground, all four corners, or those tripods. One more breath. And then we'll go ahead and release the arms here and just roll up as slowly as you can, one vertebrae at a time. Slower, slower, slower. When you get to the top, roll the shoulders up and back and down. And reestablish your nice, strong, tall mountain pose. Drawing yourself up to your full height. Feeling strong in your dignity and your worth. Taking up space, lifting the heart and drawing those shoulder blades down the back. And then let's do just a little side angle today. We'll get into the hips real nice and gentle before we take it down to the mat. So if you have a block available, it might be handy to have that nearby. We're going to take the feet out wide again. You can bring the hands to the hips here. And if you're using a block, go ahead and place it over here in front of your right foot, kind of off to the side a little bit in its highest position, because you can always make it shorter if you want to later. Going to bring those hands to the hips, and we're going to turn the right toes out so that they're pointing to the short end of your mat. And we're very gently going to bend into that right knee. Maybe you might want to heel toe the left foot out a little bit, pressing really strongly into that outside edge of the left foot. Stacking the right knee over the ankle, making sure you can see that big toe beyond your right knee. And this might be it for you here. Or you can take your right forearm to the top of the right thigh for easy side angle. And when we do that, we want to roll that left shoulder up to the sky, really draw the heart around, shining upward. Tuck that chin to keep the neck long and notice what you feel in that left hip. Pressing into the outside edge of the left foot, pressing into all four corners of that right foot. This might be your side angle today. If you want, you can extend that left arm all the way up to the sky, stacking the shoulders and maybe looking up towards your left hand, or Maybe experimenting with looking down towards your right foot and seeing how that changes this position for you. Breathing your nice, balanced breath. Reaching upward even as you press downward evenly through both feet. If you want to take this a little bit deeper, you can bring that block in its highest position just inside the right foot, and then extend that right arm upward. Maybe even heel toeing that left foot out a little bit more. And again, tuck that chin to keep the neck long and take the gaze wherever it feels good in your body. Inhale here to reach the hand up if it's lifted. Exhale to press into the feet and expand across the heart. You may want to stay here, or you can draw that left arm diagonally over the left ear. Just a nice, beautiful long line from the tips of your left fingers all the way down to the outside edge of your foot. And if it feels good in your body, you can turn the block to its medium or low position, or bring the hand all the way to the mat if that feels good in your body. One more big inhale here. One more complete exhale. And then we'll inhale, bringing the left hand back to the hip, bringing the right arm back to the top of the thigh. Stay for the exhale and inhale back up to a wide-legged position, turning the toes towards the long side of your mat and maybe shaking it out a little bit. Shake the shoulders, shake the feet. So this pose is really, you can keep it as gentle as you want and just get a little bit of that sensation in the body. Again, always remembering to come out when it feels good to you, but we do have to do the other side. So let's take a wide stance with the feet again. Turn those left toes to the short side of the mat. We'll bend that left knee and bring the forearm to the top of the thigh. Rotate that torso upwards so that the heart's shining towards the sky. And maybe reach that right arm up, wiggling the fingertips upward, feeling uplifted with the right hand, even as you feel grounded through both feet. And as you continue to breathe, find the expression of this pose that feels best to you, whether with the block or full extension. Noticing what you feel all the way up the right side of the body, pressing into that outer edge of the right foot, drawing as far away from the right foot with your right fingertips as you can if you're in the extended version. One more big full breath here. And the next time you inhale, we'll bring the hands back to hip and thigh. Stay for the exhale. And then inhale, straightening that left leg and turning the left toes towards the long side of the mat. And then we'll shake it out again. And then we'll come back to mountain pose, coming to face the short end of our mat. Reestablish that connection with your breath. Coming into stillness. Finding your feet, bringing your awareness to the soles of your feet on the ground. Lifting the heart, tucking the chin. We'll inhale the arms up and overhead, bring the palms together, and exhale, coming all the way down into forward fold. We'll inhale to a halfway lift, making a number 7 with the body here. You can have the fingertips on the mat or on your shins or on your thighs. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the elbows in toward one another. Lengthen through the neck, just like we did in mountain pose. One more full breath here. And on an exhale, go ahead and release all the way down to forward fold. Bring the fingertips down to the earth and step one foot back and then the other, coming into tabletop position. And find your nice solid table here. And you can take a little bit of that pressure off the wrists by just kind of walking the palms out just a little bit beyond the shoulders and really focusing on pressing into the fingers and into the thumb here. Kind of lift the inside of the palms up as if you have a frosted cupcake underneath your palms and you don't want to smush the frosting. Find your knees underneath your hips, shins are parallel. We're going to do some cat-cow here. So once you've found your really strong tabletop with a nice extended spine, we'll turn the toes under, gently bend the elbows, drop the belly, lift the head and the tailbone on an inhale. And then as we exhale, we'll come into cat pose, rounding the back, turning the tops of the feet to the mat, and making lots and lots of space in those shoulders as you draw the belly button to the spine. Inhale, cow, turning the toes, dropping the belly, shining the heart forward. Exhale, cat, rounding the back, making lots and lots of space in between all the vertebrae in the back. A few more here, just kind of freestyle. Noticing what feels good in your body. Maybe you want to stay in cat pose and take a couple breaths here. Maybe you want to stay in cow pose. Maybe going back and forth is what feels good for you today. And the next time you inhale, let's go ahead and come back to a really nice, strong tabletop here. And then we'll press the hips all the way back to the heels, getting lots of extension in the side body. And then soften those forearms down to the mat, letting the forehead come to a block or to the mat. You can take your knees out as wide as feels good in your body, or keep the legs parallel. If you take the knees out wide, bring those big toes together, take a big inhale, and as you exhale, just let everything go. Breathing here, surrendering the full weight of the body to the earth. And then we'll inhale, coming back to tabletop in the upper arms. You can keep the knees wide or you can bring them to parallel. We're going to plant that left palm right underneath the gaze. And let's draw the right fingertips up along the inside of the left arm, really touching your left arm. Like you're pulling back the bow of a bow and arrow, coming across the left shoulder, the collarbones, the right shoulder, reaching all the way up towards the sky. If you have any issues in the right shoulder, you can keep the arm nice and low here. Reach up as high as feels comfortable to you, pressing evenly through the palm of the left hand and reaching up towards the right with the right hand. One more big inhale here as you wiggle the fingers at the sky. And as you exhale, let's thread the needle, bringing the right hand underneath the left, coming down to that right shoulder, the right temple. Stretch that left arm out long at first. And then draw it back so that the left forearm is resting across the right forearm, anchoring you down to the mat. Let the hips be heavy.
As you inhale, notice that stretch in that right shoulder. As you exhale, see if you can soften a little more. Softening through the jaw and the forehead. Relaxing the fingers and the toes. If you want a little bit more of a stretch in that right shoulder, you can reach the left arm up towards the sky, or you could bring the back of the left hand to the small of the back, or maybe all the way to the top of the right thigh and get a little bit of a bind here. Getting a stretch across the right shoulder and the front of the left shoulder. Wherever you are, take 2 more breaths there. Noticing the expansion of the back body. Noticing where you can soften as you exhale. 1 more breath here. And then we'll inhale back to tabletop in the upper body. This time we'll plant the right hand right underneath the gaze, and we'll draw those left fingertips gently grazing across the inside of the right arm, the right shoulder, the collarbones, reaching up towards the sky or out to the side, whatever your shoulders are telling you that needs today. 1 big inhale here as you wiggle those fingers, and then exhale, drawing that right arm underneath, or excuse me, the left arm underneath. Stretching the right arm out long, resting to that left shoulder and the left temple. Take a big breath and then just soften, letting that left arm cross the right. Feeling yourself anchored and grounded toward the earth. The hips are nice and heavy. The face muscles are all relaxed. Surrendering to gravity, allowing gravity to help you deepen into this pose. Maybe deepening by reaching up towards the sky or letting that right hand come to the low back or the top of the left thigh. Just noticing what your body needs today and allowing your body to have what it needs. One more full breath here. And then we'll go ahead and inhale back to tabletop. And then we'll drop the elbows where the palms are, coming to the forearms, spreading the palms out, keeping the booty up in the air, and then walking the knees back, stretching through the shoulders into happy puppy pose. You know this pose if you've ever seen a dog. Take this stretch, maybe wag your tail a little bit from side to side. And the next time you inhale, we'll draw the heart forward, bring the hips all the way down to the earth, coming into Sphinx pose. Tops of the feet are on the mat. You can have the feet as wide as feels good to you here if it's got any kind of pressure in the low back for you. Or you can draw them in nice and close together, really hugging those ankles inward. Take a moment to see what feels best in your body today. And then we'll really lift that heart forward even as we draw the elbows back. And let's go ahead and take the chin to the chest. Rotate the right ear towards the right shoulder. Chin to chest. Left ear, left shoulder. Chin to chest. The next time you inhale, stack that head right at the top of the spine. And then we're going to draw those palms back just underneath the shoulders. So the thumbs are kind of in line with the nipples here. The gaze is down towards the earth, and you can be on your forehead here if you like. And we're gonna really draw those shoulder blades down the back, as if you're trying to put them in your back pockets. And we're gonna take those elbows back to really hugging the arms in toward the ribs. And as we inhale, we're gonna press into the palms, lift the head, lift the heart, peeling the top of the ribs off the mat. And then exhale to release. We'll do that again, coming into low cobra or baby cobra, drawing those elbows in and really scraping the ribs across the arms as you lift into low cobra, as you inhale and exhale to lower back down. One more time, cobra of any height, keeping the arms slightly bent at least. We'll inhale, lifting the head, lifting the heart, keeping the pubic bone down to the mat, bending through those shoulders. Stay here for 3 breaths, whatever height feels good to you. Ignoring the creepy ice cream van. Drawing those shoulder blades down the back, lifting the heart, tucking the chin, keeping those elbows pressed to the ribs. One more full breath wherever you are, and then exhale, coming all the way down to the mat. We're gonna go ahead and release the arms, turn the gaze towards the right. Arms are straight alongside the sides, palm facing up. We'll just rest here, letting that cobra pose just kind of permeate in our body, that wonderful back bend. And then let's take the left arm out to the side. I'll walk you through the pose that we're gonna do, a side lying leg stretch. And it looks like we lost somebody, so I'm just gonna admit them back into the room. Here we go. All right, I think we have everybody back on again. So as we're lying face down on the mat, gazing toward the right, we'll shoot that left arm out to the side or up above the head, extending from the whole length of the body here. But if you can tolerate that shoulder stretch on the left side, go ahead and keep it out perpendicular to the body, and then press into that right palm and roll up onto the left hip. You can just rest the head down to the mat. You could probably put it up on a block, but I think that might be a little high for a neck. We'll stack the hips, stack the knees, stack the ankles, using that right arm for a kickstand and noticing that stretch in the left shoulder. And again, if straight out from the body doesn't feel good to you, make any adjustments you need to so that you're comfortable kind of to your edge. Just getting enough of a stretch not to hurt, but maybe find a little bit of discomfort and maybe being okay with that for a moment. If you want a little bit more in the hip, you can bend the right knee and bring the sole of the right foot to the mat behind the left leg. Really kind of pressing that right knee away. Or maybe reach back with the right hand and take the left or right foot or ankle in the left hand, draw the right knee in towards the left and get a nice side lying quad stretch along with our shoulder stretch here. One more big breath wherever you are. And then we'll roll back to center, bringing both arms in line with the body, turning the palms up towards the sky and bringing the left cheek to the mat. Take a big breath here. And then we'll take that right arm out perpendicular with the body, or up along and over the head, or anywhere in between that feels good in your shoulder. And then press with the left palm to roll up onto the right side. Using that left hand for a little kickstand as you stack the ankles and the knees and the hips. Noticing what you feel in the left hip and the left side body. Starting here before you go any deeper to allow the body to kind of acclimate to this new position. And then maybe if you want to go deeper, you can bend the left knee and turn it up towards the sky as you bring that left sole of the foot to the mat behind the right leg. Breathe here. And then maybe reach back for that left foot or ankle. Draw the left knee in parallel with the right. Get that nice sideline quad stretch here. Notice what you feel wherever you are. And then we'll roll back to the belly. Bringing the palms in line with the shoulders again. We're going to do one more cobra series since I lost somebody that really wanted to have cobra. And I'm not sure how much you might have gotten. So we'll bring the palms back underneath the shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades down the back towards the back pockets. Tuck those elbows in as close to the ribs as you can get them. Keep the neck long with the chin tucked, and inhale, pressing into the palms, lifting up to cobra of any height. And as you exhale, scrape the arms alongside the ribs and release down towards the mat. Inhale, cobra of any height, baby cobra, low cobra, full cobra. Exhale, releasing down to the mat. One more time, pressing into the mat, lifting to your cobra, scraping those ribs alongside the elbows. And as you exhale, release all the way back down. And we'll go ahead and stack the hands on the mat beneath the forehead. And let the forehead rest to the back of the top hand. Take a big inhale here. Noticing how the back body expands as you inhale. And as you exhale, release. Just let go of any tension in the body. Maybe roll your forehead from side to side, giving a little massage across the forehead here. Release the tension in the jaw. And if this is comfortable for you, for our final Shavasana, to have this prone Shavasana position, you can stay here. If you'd rather flip over to your back, don't have to be fancy about it, just flip right on over. You could have your feet on the mat as wide as the mat and allow those knees to just gently fall in towards one another. Or you can stretch out all the way along, drawing the fingertips away from the toes. And then taking the feet as wide as the mat and bringing the arms alongside the body, tucking those shoulder blades in to hug them toward one another. Maybe press into those heels so that you can lift the hips just enough to roll the small of the back down to the mat. Let's take a final little twist here. If you're lying on your back, getting ready for Shavasana. If you're still lying prone, face down, you can just stay there and breathe. Or you can draw one knee at a time in toward the chest and kind of roll gently from side to side, getting a little bit of a massage across the low back here, maybe rotating the ankles in one direction and then the other. And then stretch that left leg out long, hugging the right knee in. Take a big inhale here, and as you exhale, draw the right knee across the body towards the left side and send that right arm out long, taking your gaze out over the right palm. Getting a nice little twist, wringing out the last of any tension here. 2 full breaths here, noticing where you can soften. Noticing where you can let go, where you can surrender. The next time you inhale, come back to center, drawing both knees in towards the heart and giving them a little hug, and maybe drawing your nose up towards your knees. Maybe even give those knees a little kiss. Then bring the back body down to the mat. Hug the left leg in as you lower and straighten the right leg. Inhale here. And then exhale to draw the right knee across towards the left side. Send that left arm out long, gazing out over the left palm. Getting a nice twist on the second side. Noticing what you feel in the left hip. You can have the knee up as close to your heart as you like, or you can really send it away and notice how that changes the stretch in the left side body. One more full breath here. We'll inhale back to center, giving those knees one more hug here. Maybe rolling into a little ball and rocking side to side. And then we'll stretch everything out long once again. And come into final Shavasana of your choice. Either lying face up on your back, allowing the arms and legs to just relax and open and really spread out and take up as much space as you have room for. If you're lying prone, face down on the mat, continue to soften. Continue to let gravity help you to really be anchored to the earth, no matter what position you're in. You did it, you're here, you made it all the way through a rather invigorating practice. Let's just take a couple more cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. One more time. Then bring the lips together. Just notice where you can release any more tension in the body, mentally scanning yourself from head to foot. Allowing the chin to be tucked to keep the neck long so that the forehead can be nice and smooth. Releasing any tension in the jaw. Allowing the collarbones to just slide away from one another as the arms become heavy. Shoulders anchored to the earth. Relax the fingers. Bring your attention to your belly and just let your belly be soft. Let your hips be heavy. Allow your thighs and your knees and your calves to just melt onto the mat. Let the feet and the toes be soft. And as we come to our final few minutes of our practice, imagine that you can breathe in through your heart. Imagine the air coming in through your heart space and leaving the same way as you exhale. And as you breathe through your heart, the center of everything, maybe bring to mind something or someone or someplace that you love. Maybe it's a furry family member or a feathered family member. Maybe it's the beach. Maybe it's your favorite fancy coffee. Maybe stay away from significant others. Those can be rather complicated relationships at times. We just want pure love here. No conditions, just something you love with all your heart. And as you keep that picture in your mind of that place, person, or thing that you love, continue breathing in and out of your heart. And notice how that feels in your body. Maybe even imagine a smile on your face. Or perhaps draw the corners of your mouth upward a little bit and bring an actual smile to your face. Breathing through the heart, feeling the love that you feel. And as you feel all of this love throughout your body, draw some back for you, for your belly, for your body, for all that it does for you to keep you alive and breathing. Love for your beautiful mind. It's gotten you here this far. Love for your spirit, the very lightest, most loving, beautiful part of you, your real, true self. Inhale as much love through your heart as you possibly can. And as you exhale, send it out into the world, into the room where you are, into the neighborhood, across your state, and all around this planet that supports us all. When you're ready, begin to wake the body, wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers, rotating wrists and ankles in one direction and then the other. And then inhaling that good morning stretch, turning to the back if you're still on the belly so that you can reach long through the left side body and long through the right side body. And then draw the soles of the feet to the mat, pointing the knees up towards the air, and just windshield wiper the knees a little bit from side to side, getting one last little massage across the small of the back. And then roll to whatever side serves you best, keeping your eyes closed if you can. Resting your head to your bottom arm, using your top arm as a little kickstand, or maybe wrapping it around your top thigh or hip, and just kind of Give yourself one last little hug here. And when you're ready on an inhale, go ahead and push yourself up to a nice tall seat. Stretching the legs out long in front of you. Coming into Dandasana, staff pose. Pointing the toes up towards the sky. Drawing those fingertips out towards the side so that you can draw those shoulder blades down the back, lift that beautiful loving heart, tuck the chin. One more full breath here, inhaling love and exhaling love. And the next time we inhale, we'll reach the arms up overhead, scooping all that love in as we bring the palms together, and exhale, hands to heart. Drawing the thumbs to the breastbone and lifting the heart to the hands, letting those elbows be heavy and pointed down to the earth as you bow gently towards yourself. The light and the love and the very best of me honors the light and the love and the best of you. Thank you for practicing today. Namaste.